A powerful business coach, millionaire mentor, a multi-talented serial entrepreneur, Africa's most sought-after sales guru, the boss of sales superstars, internationally acclaimed best-selling author, a public speaker par excellence, life and finance strategist.
My name is Sam Harvard.
All right, welcome everybody to day number 17 of the 30 days money challenge. We are in the product dimension. That's the third phase of this program. The first phase we dealt with the mindset, which took us about 3 days, and we moved into the skill dimension, which took us about 11 days, which was the second dimension. Right now we're in the product dimension, and I think this is the third day on the row of the product dimension, which is going to be a very beautiful experience. So today I'm going to be teaching a concept. All right. Can you hear me well? Let me make sure that you can hear me well. Somebody is saying about my voice. Okay. All right. So I don't want to scream too much. I'm recovering from, I don't know what is causing the cough, but then just allow me to go as low as I can. When I feel better, I'll probably shout. I make this thing talk like this. Yeah. All right, so let's get right into it. Yesterday, by the way, we dealt with some pretty interesting concepts. We've been talking about niche and product creation, and then we dealt with the business growth triangle, which is one of my biggest business assets. And we talked about the role. I gave you about four equations. Yeah, I gave you about four equations and maybe some other extra explanation to those equations. And we talked about the role of product, marketing, and structure in business growth. Let me see if I can pull my notes up so you can see my notes before we get right into what we have today. Okay, let's see if this will work. Okay, so it's up. All right, so we have the product, we have the marketing, we have the structure, and this accounts for business growth. All right. So we dealt with all of this yesterday. I'm not going to go right into it, but we will always come back to this because in the next two dimensions of training, say the next 10 days or so, we're going to be expanding this in depth. All right. So, but already you saw the equation that I gave you yesterday. Mg minus P equals to money plus scam. Mg plus PM, which is mediocre product, equals to money plus weak brand. Sorry if you did not come yesterday. You can go through yesterday's class and then you'll be able to get this. All right, so this is basically what we talked about yesterday. So today I'm going to be business status diagnosis. The business status diagnosis. I went to pull this from an old presentation, an old slide. And although I'm not really talking about the business together, I am going to be relating it to products, not just the complete business now. But so you could easily substitute where you see business for products. So when I say business today, I'm referring to products. And when I'm referring to product, I mean product and services. Okay? So when I'm referring to products, I'm talking about products and services. Yeah. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to be answering some questions together, and this question is going to help us. Either we have built a product already, we have a product already, or we don't have a product and we're about to create a product. So, for those of you who have businesses, I want you to apply this to your business. For those of you who do not have a business yet, you will be applying this to your business as well. All right, and that is going to really help in somebody say YouTube people can't hear me. What's going on? Okay, I'm sure YouTube can hear me now. Sorry about that. I was there's a different mic. There's a different mic. If you can hear me on YouTube now, please confirm. You can just drop a 111. That means you're hearing me loud and clear, because I just changed the mic that I'm using on YouTube. It was using the system mic, and I'm pretty far from my computer. So that's why you can hear me well, but I think you can hear me well now. Okay. Today's topic is in front of you. Business status diagnosis. So we're doing a diagnosis of business, of an entire business, through 8 solid questions. And we're going to break each of the questions down. Now, there's this thing that we will be covering in today's class. I hope we'll be able to cover it in depth. Let me quickly show you. That will be, where are you? Yeah. These 5 things, we've dealt with niche. So problem analysis, solution creation, product development, and pricing. Hopefully we'll get to pricing today. We see a little twists around the concept of pricing as we go on. Now, please remember that this training is for you if you have a business already, or if you're going to have a business tomorrow, or even if you're just an affiliate marketer. All right, you can apply all of these processes to everything. Actually, those of you who have a business or a product already, and we'll see how much of examples we can pick up and see how far we can go with this. Are we ready? All right, let's go. Where's my slide? Where is my slide? Okay. So, how do I move this thing now? Okay, question number 1 is what? Write it down. Question number 1 is what? What's your business all about? What is your business all about? So when we're asking the question, what is your business all about, we're talking about the clarity of the essence of our product. What really is this product all about? What do we mean by that? What problem is this product solving, and who is it solving it for? You get me? What problem is this business solving, and who is it solving it for? So that's the first thing that we have to deal with. What problem is this product solving, and who is it solving it for? So, who has a product here? Who has a product? I need a volunteer, somebody. All right, Titus says he has a product. All right, Titus, can you talk back?
Good evening, Dr. Sam.
Yeah, good morning. Please, what is your product?
I sell for a seller.
That's not a product. What is the product? Mosquito killer is the
Yeah.
product. Fantastic. So, what is the product all about? What problem is mosquito killer solving? And who is it for? Now, I know you're going to make a mistake, but I want you to make that mistake. So, go ahead and make the mistake.
Okay. It's solving a problem of not allowing people to have malaria,
Okay.
not to fall into sickness.
Okay. Okay.
And
That's
it's-
beautiful.
Then it solves it for everybody.
All right. Number one, your product, no matter how good, even if it's eternal life, is not for everybody. Write that down. Your product, no matter how good, even if it is eternal life, is not for everybody. So avoid thinking that your product is for everybody. That's number one lesson tonight. Avoid thinking that your product is for everybody. Okay, everybody's supposed to be written together. Avoid thinking that your product is for everybody. Please write that down. Don't be tempted by that. You can screenshot this and you post it on your status or tweet it later. So avoid thinking that your product is for everybody. I've cleaned it before you screenshot, sorry. Go and write your own. Okay, so there's a cheat that I wanted to point out, and that's why I said I wanted you to commit a blunder. All right, when you are talking about what your product is all about or your business is all about, according to the question number one, the question of what, all right, we are defining around what we dealt with 2 days ago, which is niche. Okay? Remember, I said the easiest way for you to be able to sell any product is through the niche. The clearer you are about what niche your product belongs to, the easier it will be for you to be able to sell that product. So there are a lot of people who have a business today who are selling a product, but they don't even know who the product is for and what the product is all about. They are not clear about it. So a mosquito killer, all right, is in the health niche. All right, that's on the general 3 major niches now. If you are considering the 3 major niches, it's in the health niche, all right, and it is not for everybody. Okay, your product is for people who have suffered from malaria before and don't want it to happen again. Your product is for people who have suffered from malaria before, or their loved ones have suffered from malaria before, and they do not want it to happen again. So that when you are trying to sell the product, there is already a pain point. There's already a middle ground. There's already a connection point of understanding for why they desperately need your product. Because the problem, as you're going to see as we go down, is most of us are selling to people who need our product but don't want our product. Write it down. We will discover our problem is that we are selling to, or we're trying to sell to people who need the product but do not want the product. So the product is not a priority in their lives. They don't even see why they need to spend money on the product. But let them fall down with malaria and they can't go to jump on Danfo, go to their businesses, drive and do the things that they normally would do on a daily basis. Automatically, you will discover that they will be willing to spend money to take away that sickness that is tying them down. So niche analysis is important when you are trying to define what your product is all about. So the first thing is, what niche am I really serving? What kind of market am I really serving? It's not everybody that needs my product, that wants my product. As a matter of fact, everyone might need it because it's a necessity of life, but you will notice there are countries that doesn't even have mosquitoes. There are countries that the mosquitoes they have does not give malaria. There are countries that have almost zero malaria cases. So your mosquito killer is actually affecting their ecosystem because mosquitoes have their benefits in the human ecosystem. So you cannot say you have a global product, one. Number two, you can't say everybody needs that product. So you first need to be sure what niche you're serving. Then that helps you to identify exactly how and who needs your product. Do you understand it? All right, fantastic. So that's one product example. And we're trying to define what the product is about and who needs the product. All right, that's the first question we are trying to answer. So I want you to do that as a form of a classwork. Your product, what is it about? What is your business about? What problem are you solving? All right, for the mosquito killer, you are solving health problems for areas where malaria is a health challenge. But all of us are not here to sell, all of us are not here to sell mosquito killer. So I will need you to give me other examples of products. I want to take about 10, and we are going to break down the niche, number one. We're going to break down the problem we are solving. Number three, we're going to break down who we are solving the problem for. So you can use this as a template for, all right, you can use it as a template for any product of your choice. All right, I'm sure you guys are already giving me plenty of products now. I'm going to use 1K Club, definitely. But let me not start with 1K Club. Let me pick somebody else's products. Okay, someone is selling. I see food stuff here. That is not it's a generic name, but we might still pick it. And I see a specific product, which is a stain remover. Augusta, you said tack stain. Is tack the name of the brand, or tack is a kind of stain? Where is the minute now? Augusta, you can unmute. I'm not waiting for you to type.
Is the name of the brand.
Okay.
Let's just focus on stain remover.
And that's where we're going to get to. Because if tack is not a type of stain, but it's a brand name, then we'll focus only on pain remover. Oh, I say pain. Stain. Bluetooth. All right, I see perfume oil. I see real estate. Real estate is a broad name. That's one of the reasons you are not selling. Which one is real estate? Real estate. Go on real estate. Real estate is like a niche on its own. So real estate is not your product. Please, I hope you are getting it. I'm saying it humorously now. Somebody did not get it. It's like, what is your product? Affiliate marketing. You are joking. That's an industry. That's not your product. So your product could be land in Ikorodu. Now we are talking products. So please don't put real estate as your product. You are dancing palongo. If you are doing that, you don't know what you are doing yet. So be as specific as can be possible. All right. Your product is also not phone charger. All right. What kind of phone charger are you selling? 45 watts Android charger, or fast and reliable Android charger, or fast and reliable iPhone and Android charger. You have to be that specific about what the product is about, because the more specific you are, the clearer we will be with the problem you are trying to solve. Okay? Phone charger is too generic. But when you say fast phone charger, 45 watt fast phone charger, you can now say it's solving the problem of time management, which means when you plug your phone, it can move from 0 to 100 in 20 minutes, in 30 minutes, instead of your normal 6 hours. So now you can plug your device, have it powered on, and be able to get to work and other things that you want to do in a short period of time, because we have created, or we are selling, a charger that can allow you achieve that. All right. So I'm picking phone charger as an example now. So phone charger is not solving the problem of charging of phone. All right. The phone charger is solving the problem of time management for people who use a mobile device. Are you following me? I'm twisting this dimension so that you understand how we talk about what business is about or what product is about. We are too generic, so we're trying to solve problem for everybody. Your product is too generic, so nobody is buying it. All right? So you have to break the product down so well so that people who needs to buy it, we understand it. 1K Club is want to make $1,000, not offline, but online. Want to make $1,000 online. So it's a club that teaches you how to make $1,000 online. It's so clear. Why? It's not everybody that wants to make $1,000 online. Majority don't even believe they deserve $1,000 online. Not even online. Anywhere. Online, offline, in-line, between line, orila, anywhere. They do not even believe that they deserve it. All right? But do they want the lifestyle that will come with an extra $1,000 income? Yes. All right? So that is the idea. So I'm seeing quite a number of you people have dropped almost 500 products for me already. So I'll pick another one. I wanted to pick the stain remover. So I want to assume that the stain remover Augusta is talking about, let me allow her talk again. Is it for clothes or for plates in the kitchen or for the floor, or what kind of stain exactly is the stain remover product dealing with? Or is it Gbogbo Niche kind of stain remover?
Okay, it's a stain remover that is used on colored clothes, colored fabrics. So the idea is it removes the stain from the colored clothes and retain the color of the clothes.
Okay, it's for fabrics and colored fabrics. So it can deal with tough stain on colored fabric and prevent the integrity of the color.
Yeah.
So do you already see a problem you are solving here? Can you tell us the problem you are solving here?
Okay, I'm helping people save money because most of the times there are when people's clothes get stained and those stains are tough to leave, they tend to damage or condemn their clothes. More especially where it's very common in newborn babies, like children below.
Augusta, you can talk for Africa. Oh, no. No. What problem are you solving from what you just explained? You mentioned saving money. Okay, I like that, but that's not really the problem.
Then longevity of clothes.
Thank you. I bet somebody has given you a expo inside the. Somebody say removing stain. Removing stain is not the problem you are solving. Every other Omo area, whatever out there, are solving stain removing problem. But there is one issue with when you just use a stain remover or any stain remover. It might remove the stain, but it might also remove the color. So when you keep using it, you discover that what's it called? Discover that the cloth is useless after a couple of wash. Some clothes, even first wash, it becomes useless. it starts to fade. It doesn't retain its color. So people who buy clothes that the color can easily fade are going to relate very well with these problems. But people who buy clothes that the colors doesn't fade easily are going to find it not my problem. Or people who hardly stain their clothes. So your customers are going to be people who stain clothes as often as possible, and the clothes are not plain white, and they struggle with retaining the integrity of the color of the clothes, which is the quality of the clothes. All right. So when you have that kind of product, you are coming to the market with something unique, not so unique necessarily, but it is very clear who your customers are going to be. So what we are doing with the first question here is to define what is our product about. So you want to create a product, you have to start from what problem do I want to solve? What problem do I want to solve, and who are the people who have these problems? Okay, and like I said, your niche analysis will help you to define this better. The moment you know the niche you are in, you already know the problem. You have an idea, a very deep idea of the problem you are solving. Okay? So a lot of people underrate you because your clothes are always faded. You look like a poor person because your clothes are always faded. Now that you start using tack stain remover, your clothes are no longer fading and they are clean. So now you look like $1 million because you are wearing a quality looking clothing. Relationship now comes to you and you are able to make money. All right. So all of these things are very important. So I want you all to write, what is your product? Number one, what is the product? And I've showed you, your product is not the name of your product. Your product is about the problem your product is solving. All right, so you rephrase the name of the product. So somebody say, my product is real estate. No, your product is not real estate. Your product is in the sub-niche called real estate. Real estate is a niche under wealth. And real estate also cross into health, because remember, without shelter, you're in danger. It's on the basic need, on the Maslow hierarchy of needs. So it's very important that we get that. Please, is anybody lost so far? Give me 222 if you are lost so far. TV is lost. I must repeat what I'm teaching. People are plenty. My God, we ask you. All right, so let's take it step by step. Let's take it step by step. I want you to listen to me. Stop typing now, Stop typing now and focus. You get your pen and ready to write. All right? So we are discussing your business status diagnosis. So we want to create products that will sell and keep on selling. And we are looking at, even if your product is not selling, how do we make it begin to sell? Maybe your product used to sell, but it doesn't sell anymore. How do we revive the ability of that product to sell again? So for us to be able to do that, we need to answer about 8 questions. And question number 1 is what? Is that clear enough? Now, what is an example under what? What is your product all about, or your business all about? Now, I said when you are about to answer this question, you need to answer it based on what problem, exact problem, is my product solving in the market? And who are the people that it is solving it for? So that's a way you will be able to write what your product or business is all about. So I now said, how do you identify the, let me be writing this. I want to break this thing down so that a 4-year-old or 5-year-old can understand what I'm teaching. Come on. So I said the first thing we are dealing with is what, all right? And to be able to do with what, we are going to be talking about the problem the product is solving and the people it is solving it for. And to be able to decipher what the problem is, we need to know the niche that the product fall under. Is that clear enough? We need to know the niche the product fall under. Under niche, we have 3 major ones and uncountable sub-niches and micro-niches. All right? So the 3 major ones are wealth, health, and relationship. All right? So these are the 3 major niches, okay? So you want to be sure which one, all right, does it fall under, and that helps you to know exactly the problem the product is solving. And I decided to take a couple of examples, all right? And we took the mosquito killer, which prevents malaria. But I said prevention of malaria is a generic problem. It is not for everybody. It's not everybody that has malaria in their country or in their area. All right? And then the people you are serving is not everyone, because, okay, this thing prevents malaria from everyone. Mosquito can bite anybody. And anybody that mosquito bites may have malaria, which could kill them. All right, so how do we prevent them from having malaria is for them to buy this mosquito killer product that this man has. But I now said, excuse me, number one, this product is not global because there are places on Earth that mosquitoes are good things because their own mosquito does not infect you with malaria. All right, that's number one. Number two, it's not everybody that wakes up and has not eaten and the first thing they are thinking about is how to prevent malaria. No. So the kind of people who want to prevent malaria are those who recently had an experience with it, or their loved one had an experience with it, or someone close to them that they know, maybe a neighbor or so on, had an experience with malaria and they want to prevent it. So they are the ones who would be interested in buying the product. So you see, knowing that we are solving health issue helps us to know who are the people with the health challenge that we are trying to solve. So it makes it clearer for us to now say we are selling mosquito killer that prevents malaria for people who have experienced malaria before in the areas where malaria is prevalent or possible. So that way we are clearer about our product and what the product does. Okay? So that is what I have explained so far. Please, if you type 222 before, but now you understand it, please type 555. But if you do not understand it now, you have to go and look for replay and watch. God bless you. I will not. We are going to 8. This is number 1. This is probably the easiest of the questions anyway. So if you didn't get it now, please contact somebody in the class. Let them help you. I may not be your best this thing tonight, if that is the case. Okay? So that's the first question. Have you written it down? The question, what? What is your product or your business all about? Who are you serving? All right, so that's the first one. So let's move on to the next one. Are you ready? Why? Why are you doing this business? Why not something else? Why? Why are you doing this business? Why not something else? why are you doing this business? Why not something else? Sometimes I want to retire at 40. I want to get freedom and lifestyle. All right. Why? Type for me now. I said I need you to participate. Why? Why do you want to sell this product? Why are you selling this product? Why did you create this product? If you created it, if you are affiliating for it, why are you affiliating for this product? If you are distributing the product, why are you distributing this product? You want to impact lives. So why are you charging for the product now? Why not impact life and give your land for free in Lekki? Give your land for free in Douala? Why are you charging high for your products, for your land or houses? A lot of you are careful. You don't want to be trapped. You think if you say money, I say, you are selfish. That's why you are not selling. Some of you feel, so you are saying charity things. Oh my goodness. Now, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Either you're doing it because you want to impact lives, or you're doing it because you want to make a living for yourself and grow. There's something else I need to teach you guys. Hopefully, I'm going to talk about it with time. All right. Either of these two that you decide as your reason, you are right. Because do you know why? The reason we are asking the why is because this is what gives you the motivation to go through the hard times of your business. This is what gives you the motivation to keep doing it even when they are saying no to you. This is what keeps you inside, all right? Inside the business. This is what keeps you together. This is why you will not be shouting, I want to sell my account after 1 week of not making sale in affiliate marketing. You know them. Some of them are here. All right? This is what keeps you in the business. So, it might not be because you have passion for the product or the business. That's the product of the business. It might not be because you have passion for it, because a lot of people will say, sell what you have passion for, or do a business that you're passionate about. No. Passion, please write it down, is great for charity. Passion is great for charity. Passion may not be great for profit. So if you are out to impact lives, do things you are passionate about. All right? Just keep impacting. All right? And keep putting your money in. Keep impacting. Keep changing lives. It's beautiful. But the sole foundational purpose of any business is profit. The foundational purpose of any business is profit. So, the first question here say, why are you doing this business? Or why are you selling this product? But there's a second question there, which is a bit tricky. He said, why not something else? Why this one? Now, normally, why I said this is a participatory class is because I can't teach you this. I can guide you in answering it. You have to answer me. Then the answer you give to me, I will now help you fine-tune it so that you have a perfect answer for all these questions. Okay, so why are you doing this business? We're talking about what is going to be your drive, the reason, what is going to be the chemistry of your business. There is a biology of business and there's a chemistry of business. All right, what is going to be the chemistry of your business, the emotional motivation, all right, that is going to keep you doing what you are doing. There are two things that makes me do online 1K club. Number one is happiness and fulfillment. That's the first thing for me. All right. Every time someone makes money, I am happy. I'm so happy. But guess what? Every time someone makes money, I also make money. That's number two. So my own money that I make because you made money is not the first driving force. The reason for me at this point is because I have made money from other things. All right, I've made money from other markets. I have other things that can still make me money and are still making me money. Excuse me. So the number one drive for online 1K club is not the money I want to make, but I will make the money anyway, automatically, the moment I achieve the first reason. And the first reason is helping other people make money. So the moment other people begin to make money, I know I'm making money automatically. But then it brings me the fulfillment that I want. That is for these particular products or this particular business. All right? Aha. So why are you doing this particular business and not another one? Another reason for 1K Club is because the more I'm able to sell my product and achieve the goal of the product, it becomes a means to an end. It becomes a roadway to other bigger things that I want to do. I want you to think about it. If I have just 10,000 people who are making a minimum of $1,000 every month because of what I taught them or the product that I sold to them, 1K Club, what do you think will happen? Anytime that I have a need, a financial need, and I put it out there, do you think I can have all of these people donate, let me just borrow the word, $100 to that cause? Give me an answer. So please multiply $100. Somebody do it for me by 10,000. Somebody do it for me. Give me in the chat. Multiply $100 by 10,000. That's $1 million. That's $1 million. So, and believe me, that's the minimum. Some of them will give more than $100. Some of them, by the time I'm having this need, they already have over 10,000 regular income. So they will be able to even do 5,000 and say, no, take sir, give sir, and all that. Now, you can see that helping people succeed allows me to have a lot of goodwill and assets that are not necessarily in my account, but should I need anything cash, I have people who are willing and ready and able to either buy a product I sell or just give it as a donation. So when I decide to run for governor in Nigeria, for example, at least I know that I have $1 million somewhere in donation to my campaign. So, ladies and gentlemen, please imagine if I have 100,000 people who are making this kind of money because of the product that I'm selling. I'm trying to break down to you, ladies and gentlemen, that the motivation for what you are doing is more important, all right, than the activities that is required or than the business itself. Now, I'm not saying I'm running for politics. I'm just trying to give you different scenario cases of the aftermath effects of my product. The motivation for what you are doing is more important, all right? The motivation for what you are doing is more important than the thing itself, all right? Your reason, the drive for it is important, all right? So we need to be very clear exactly why you are doing the business. Now, please, there's one thing I need you to notice in answering this next question of why. Chris, I hope all is well. Your eyes are closed. Are you in the spirit? The first thing that I want you to note here is this is a question of motivation. This is a question of why are you doing what you are doing? It's a question of why are you doing what you are doing? That's the first thing. Why are you doing what you are doing? So once you can answer that why, all right, it puts you on even when you are not willing. Before this class, I took a short nap for 2 hours. I woke up and I felt like sleeping more. In the last 17, 18 days, my sleep timetable has been destroyed. So I don't sleep well enough anymore, a lot of stuff. And I was like, I wish there's no class. I would just sleep on. Like, I wanted to go back to bed and sleep. Then I remember that there are about 300 people who could also be sleeping. All right? There are about 300 people who could also be sleeping. But refuses to sleep and are preparing and saying by 9 p.m., by 8 p.m., my time, I'm jumping on Zoom because I want to learn to make my life better. I got up. All right? One of you shared a testimony with me today and said from what he started learning in this 30 days challenge, I'm trying to see if I can locate this stuff. All the things that we taught him, he said he just closed a deal of 3.8 million naira. He just closed a deal of 3.8 million naira. So I said, okay, good. So if somebody is making this kind of money, am I supposed to now say because I feel like resting, I should go and no, I got motivated, I stood up again. All right? Okay, so some people are saying they can't see can you still see my screen? Can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, please give me screen in the chat. Let me check on the people on YouTube. Give me screen in the chat if you can see my screen. Thank you. Okay, some people can still see my screen. I think I can also see my screen. So the screen is showing why. Okay, yeah, the video is laggy. I don't know why, and I think we might just have to manage it all through. All right, so let's move on to the next question. I'm trying to rush this. I'm really, really trying to rush this. Next question is for who? For who? We have done why. We have done what. Now, for who? So, question. When you were creating this, who and whom were you thinking about? When you were creating this, who and whom were you thinking about? Who is this meant for? Mothers who don't have time for their children. All right. Who is this meant for? So for the sake of this class, I'm going to be using 1K Club as my main example. Sorry, because it's my product. I have to be a bit selfish. And I'm going to also be picking from your product and be using it so that we have one product example that we're using all through for all the question. So when you were creating this, who and whom were you thinking about? From 18 to 70, people who want to make money online, small businesses that fail. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the more specific you are, all right, the easier it will be to answer this question right. So this question is a question of specificity. When you are talking about audience, you're not talking about a group of people. You're talking about one individual that has a common trait with other people. You're talking about one individual that has a common trait with other people. So don't say people who have made money online. No. People suffering. No. Don't even use the word people. So it will rather be someone. It has to be one person. It has to be one person. It has to be one person. So I think the class is clearer on YouTube anyway. So in case your own whatever is laggy on Zoom, you can try YouTube. I think you'll be able to get it better. I'm seeing a very clearer presentation on YouTube. So do you see that it's becoming more personal the moment you start talking about one person? So your product and your business is always looking for one person, but that one person could be 1 million people. That one person could come over and over. But the more you are looking for a person, the clearer it is and the easier it is for you to be able to sell your product or your business. The clearer and easier it is for you to be able to sell your business. Okay, so for the online 1K Club, who was I thinking about? I was thinking about a young guy in his 20s who lives in Africa, who has a mobile phone and an internet connection. It could be a lady. Could be a guy, but let me use a guy who has a lot of responsibility coming up for him already. His mom needs medication. His dad needs assistance to pay rent. His younger ones need school fees. And he's been enticed to join internet fraud, Yahoo Yahoo. He has tried a couple of businesses online. Unfortunately, he's not able to make money with it. He's already thinking most of these online things are not worth it. His salary is not enough, and he's not even happy on the job that he is. Because he's black, they are not giving him good job in the country he's living in outside of Africa. And if he were a lady, he's already considering hookup as a faster way to make money, because they told her, she could be making some money. She might also be married and the husband is struggling and she's trying to support. She might also have children that she's trying to pay school fees, pay their bills, and do other things for them. So I am thinking about one person who is of African descent, living in Africa or living outside of Africa at the moment, but is in desperate need of money. It's in desperate need of money. So that is who I am thinking about. So, ladies and gentlemen, who were you thinking about? While you were creating the product? So that is the question. The next one, what about the people? Now, you have broken down the who, the person, the one person. Now, how scalable is that person? How many of them exist? In my research for 1K Club, we have a minimum. Let me talk about the English-speaking people, because the program is created in English currently. Eventually, we're going to add other languages. We have a minimum of 300 million people who perfectly fits into this avatar. Excuse me. So I have 300 people in mind who need this product. $300 million. But I'm only, excuse me, going after 100,000 of them. Do you understand? I'm thinking about the person that broke my heart. Since I don't want it to happen to others, I decided to write a book. That's nice. Okay, so how scalable is it? Somebody said, how did I get these statistics? It's very easy. If you look at the number one question, who, the singular person, you will notice how many people fall within the age range, how many people fall within the language, how many people fall within the ability to use mobile phone, all right? It's mobile phone. How many people fall within that range, all right? And how many of them are in Africa or outside of Africa? Actually, the number is way above that, but we're just being conservative because there's a bigger clause. The clause is how many of them can afford $15 or $100. So when I put affordability of my product in, it reduces the number greatly. So I am selling something that 300 million people can afford to only 100,000 or maximum 1 million people. in a specific period of time. A nursing mother who has a child 0 to 2 years that struggles to wash off food stain from her child clothes daily. Good. Good. That's for the tax stain remover. So be doing these assignments with me for your products. I'm doing it for 1K Club. I'm going to be picking random products as well. I'm doing it. So what people did you have in mind? What do they do? We're trying to break it down. What are their lives like? There's one more stuff that I'm supposed to add here. So, let me introduce you to the concept of what we call the pain or pleasure points. The pain or pleasure point. So, identifying a potential customer, identifying your customer and the people you're trying to sell to is one thing. Identifying the reason they will buy from you is desperation. The only reason you and I buy something is the moment we convince ourselves, I must have this. There are products we like, but we can't buy or we don't buy. The products we agree we need, we agree they are beautiful on us, we want those products, but we don't buy them. One of the major reasons is because we can't afford them. All right? So we say later. Another reason is because when we say we can't afford, please get me right, there are two levels to that. The first level is you do not have the kind of money that is required to buy the product. That's number one. Number two, I'm looking at my YouTube feedback. The thing looks like it's frozen. Am I talking under? Looks like YouTube is frozen. Or am I frozen everywhere? I'm not frozen yet on Zoom. Give me a moment.
Recording stopped.
Yeah, I'm not talking currently. I'm trying something out. Give me just a moment. I'm trying to adjust my connections. All right, so I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Give me a moment. I'm trying to see what can be done. Just one moment. Awesome. Okay. I'm still talking. I'm trying to solve a problem for the Zoom viewers. So it's taking me about a minute, and that is going to be sorted. So just give me about a minute. All right, so I was talking about pain and pleasure points before we went out. Okay. I think you all can see me better now and hear me.
Recording in progress.
All right. Amazing.
Recording stopped.
Why?
Recording in progress.
All right. Yeah, let's continue. That was a long break. That was a long break. Okay, so I was talking about pleasure and pain points. So the emotional identification of who you're trying to sell to helps you to be a better seller, you know. In that context, it helps you to really find the people who can afford what you want to sell. Now, I was saying that there are times you want something, but you are not desperate for that thing. And what you are not desperate for, you will not buy. All right? What you're not desperate for, you will not buy. So people need to tell themselves, I have to have this. And then they are able to buy these things. So when you're creating a product and you're thinking about your product for your business, you need to find out, are there pain points that this product can solve in the lives of the people who are supposed to buy it? Are there reasons, that they have to buy this now? Can I research and find out exactly what it is that they need right now for them to be able to buy it? The truth is, too many people need money now. So a make money product like the 1K Club already has a pain point. The only thing I have to do is when we are communicating the product to people, we must be able to connect and remind them how bad the pain points are. The more we can remind them how bad the pain points are, all right, the faster they will pay for what we have to sell to them, the product. So, what therefore are the pain points of these your people that you're trying to sell to? We have asked, who are you thinking about? What do you have in mind? All right, what people do you have? How scalable are they? How many? And all of that. What do they do? All right, what are their lives like? The more you know about these people, the better it is for you to be able to sell your products. The better it is for you to be able to sell your products. All right, so let's move on. What number are we now? 1, 2, 3. This is number 3. Number 4. Where? Where? Okay, fantastic. So number 4 is where. So here's the question. Where is your place of business? There are 2 questions here. And where is your place of contact? Sometimes these 2 places are not the same. So you need to be very careful. You might not want to do business in your place of contact. All right. If your business is not supposed to be in your place of contact and your business has to be in your place of business, I'm going to clarify this so that you would understand what I'm saying. Where is this? Let me write some things. Please follow me. Your place of contact is where you generate traffic. And the language here is free value. Your place of business is where you sell and fulfill your products. That is the place of your business. Value. Okay, so this is working. Okay, so the question is, where is your place of business and where is your place of contact? Your place of contact is very important. Please remember, we have defined who we are trying to sell to. Please remember, we have defined why we are in business and we have defined what business we are even doing in the first place. We have the why, we have the for who, and now we are talking about where to do or where we're doing the business. Okay, so we're not saying what I just showed. Where you generate traffic is very important. I don't know, this is supposed to be a different color. So where you generate traffic is very important because that's the foundation that feeds that's the foundation that feeds the number of people that will buy what you are selling. Now, most of the time, people do not have a place of contact in their businesses. They do not have a place of contact. They just want to do business everywhere. They want to sell everywhere. So you need a traffic generation system. You need a traffic generation system. Please write that down. You need a traffic generation system where free value is given. You need a traffic generation system where free traffic is given to the people who are supposed to be your customer. The problem, again, with those who are trying to do traffic generation is they are busy generating the wrong traffic for their businesses because they are too generic. Please, you're not selling to everyone. You have to be clear who you're selling to. We've dealt with that already. So when you are generating traffic, you need to be sure the kind of value and information you are giving out to these people. What exactly are you sharing with them? Okay, so you need a traffic generation system where people are gaining something through what you are doing, either by giving content that educates them, content that inform them, content that entertain them, content that motivate them, but is preparing their mind for them to see the need for your product. Is preparing their mind for them to see the need for your product. Do you know that some people do not even believe there's such detergent or stain remover that can remove some kinds of stain and still keep the color intact? It will be news to such people. So I want Augusta to create some kind of cloth watching challenge where people bring different types of detergent that they are used to and use it to wash clothes and then see the result of it afterwards. And start to talk about why some stain removers take away your color and why you need something that will not take away your color. So the easiest way to sell my product is to amplify the problem that my product is coming to solve. Make it to, I taught you this during copywriting session, those of you who attended 2 years ago, 30 days challenge, that you add salt and pepper to the problem. Make it look so big. The moment it looks so big, then there is demand for save me, save me, save me. All right? So in Nigeria, there's this one of the law enforcement agents, I think he's road safety or so. They used to jump into people's car when they perceive you commit, some country needs to evolve. When they perceive you commit traffic crime or something. And then so this woman jumped into this guy's car and directed him to go to the station. The guy refused and the guy kept driving. And the guy was recording her. And the woman was shouting, help me, help me, help me. He carry me go where I don't know. Some of you would have seen or heard about that sound before. They've turned into music and everything. All right. But it was not a big deal. But the way she was shouting and screaming, that you think she was being kidnapped or something else was going to happen to her. All right. So that is what it means to amplify the problem. So if she was on a phone call, and she was shouting, help me, help me, help me. They carry me go where I don't know. Everybody will be like, hey, there's problem. But it's not that bad. So the more you increase, all right, the aura, the
for want of word, please permit me to speak this vernacular, the badness of the situation. All right. The more desperate the customer is to buy the product. Okay, so pain points is very important. So, what are pain points? Because we need to really understand this pain point. Now, every product serves a purpose in the life of the user. I'm doing class in the last few days. I've been coughing. It's affecting my delivery because I want to talk at some length, but I can't really talk because I'm conscious that my cough, it doesn't sound good. And again, it's painful to cough. Apart from the fact that it's affecting my delivery in class, it's also taking away your concentration and all of that. So that is a very big pain point. I need it to go. So I went to a pharmacy. Apart from the fact that some of you gave me beautiful, the first solution they gave me was I should be eating cucumber. And I did cucumber challenge. I did cucumber therapy, remember? All right. So I ate cucumber for one day. I left it in Dubai. When I left Dubai, I didn't travel with the cucumber. So I left it there. And I even made jokes about, what cucumber represents in the life of ladies and why you should not eat any cucumber in the wherever a lady lives, because you might not be eating cucumber. It might be something else that you are eating. So, all right. So I left that, and you gave me different stuff. I don't know where to get those things. But then I went to a pharmacy, and then they gave me an antibiotic and one other stuff. Apparently, it was another complaint that I made that they gave me antibiotic for, not for cough. And I thought it was for cough, and it was expensive. And I took it religiously for about 4 or 5 days. 3 or 4 days, I think. And then when the cough persisted, I went back. I said, I finished the dosage. I'm still coughing. What's going on? I said, that was not for cough. That we thought the cough was just going to go. Why would you think like that? So give me something for cough. So they gave me 2 stuff. And I asked, how much is this so that I can pay? And they called a very big price. I knew they were ripping me off. But the pain of coughing while teaching was too big. I had to buy it. All right? I had to buy it. All right? So that becomes the big deal. So now I know that when people cough, it could prevent A, B, and C in their lives. It will affect A, B, and C in their lives. So when I'm going to sell a cough product, I am going to amplify the impact of the cough to make it a big deal in their lives, and then they become desperate to get rid of it. Should I give you an example? In 2020, early 2020, late 2019, but early 2020, there was news that broke out that some virus had been released from Wuhan in China, and that virus could kill people. And it will cause cough, cold, catarrh, and what have you. And then they brought the stuff and all of that. Before you knew it, they gave it a name, COVID-19, according to a president from a very funny country, or no, a funny president from a good country. All right, called it COVID-19. And they put all of these things together. Before you know what's happening, every human being on the planet, 8 billion people, even in the village, were wearing masks. People use panties to do mask. People cut clothes. They use people use leaf to do mask. All kinds of things, even bra to do mask, just because nobody wants to die. If somebody sneezes around you or cough around you, the way all of you will give him chance and start looking at the person. Why? Because the media told you, if you cough, you are dead. If you sneeze, you are dead. If you can't breathe, you are dead. If any little thing happens to you, you are dead. And they kept reporting, hey, this number of people have died. They're showing you hospital stuff and everything. They are increasing and they are manufacturing mask, manufacturing stuff. People were drinking bleach, all kinds of things. You remember during Ebola, people bathed with salt. Even my mom bathed with salt. My mom called me that day, early in the morning. He said, my son. I said, Mama. I said, my son. What is happening? How many times did I call you? As I was not counting. He said, go and get salt now. And bathe. I started laughing. I said, my mother and co, they bathed with salt. Some of you bathed with salt. You are here. Shame on you people. All right? Because they amplified the sanitizer now became things. People are pouring alcohol. People who have been preaching don't drink alcohol. They told them if you drink alcohol, COVID-19 cannot catch you. You people started to drink Pami. That's it, Pami. Kai, strong one. Say drink is African something. COVID, no, they come Africa. But do you know that malaria kills more than COVID every year? Malaria kills more than COVID every year. But none of you is buying mosquito repellent fleet and spraying repellent on your body, like, rubbing mosquito. Because if tomorrow they come now and say, if you get malaria, you are dying in 1 week, so they start showing you people dying and all of that. Do you know that guy that is selling mosquito repellents, whatever, will be one of the richest human beings on earth? All these people that used to say, all of them will start making a lot of money. Why? Because they have amplified the pain points that made it so big that people are willing to pay anything. I didn't know maybe I had COVID, but I know beginning of 2021, apparently I had a cough. I didn't know it was cough. But I know I couldn't breathe well. So, and they said, if you can't breathe well, it's COVID, you are going. You are 67% gone. I started to confess all my sin. I didn't know what was. Before that thing began, there's a lady I was liking. I stopped receiving her call. I stopped chatting. I don't even want to think about somebody. I have to be holy because this one, it could be go. I don't know what's going on here. So I got a personal doctor that was treating me. The doctor was not even because I was stranded. I left Dubai. I was stranded in Lagos. Yeah, Lagos, and I moved to Port Harcourt eventually. So I was in Port Harcourt, and the doctor was in Abuja, and every day, prescription. I was going to pharmacy, packing drugs. Me, we don't like drugs. I set alarm because the drug I must take, if 1 minute pass, I might die. So that's, I even bought in Ela. Me, we don't get anything. So eventually, after I spent, only God knows how much, I can't remember, probably over 100,000 on all kinds of things. How about the hot water therapy they put? Oh God, I suffered though. I flew myself to Abuja, had an appointment, went to the hospital, met with the doctor. They gave me some stuff, told me to go to a lab. They went to do, this is the thing. The doctor said, go and do tests. Let's be sure it's COVID. I said, you see the symptoms already. They said, you want to kill me with that. The moment I do the test and they see positive, the thing will increase. I'll be like 97% dead. So I said, I'm not doing tests. I'm coughing. I can't breathe well. These are the symptoms. I have it. Please treat me. You say you treated your family. They are now fine. They are now negative. Just treat me. Don't bother doing the test. Because oh my God. I didn't care. God bless that doctor. If that lady, doctor, woman, person has said, bring 1 million, wallahi, I will transfer it immediately. Because I don't want to die. I have this class to teach, man. I got to be alive. So you understand now. So 2 things you need. Research what are the pain points of the people who need my product. How can I amplify it? How can I amplify it? Okay? And you do that majorly in the place of contact. Your place of contact is your traffic generation system. Remember, your place of business is where you deliver. Our place of contact are on social media for 1K Club. Our place of business is on our website. Do you get it? So we want people to come on our website to be able to log in and all that. We first need to go and connect with them across different social media platforms. Why not go like life? I never born now. Shoot. Ah, All right. So this is the question where. Let's move on. Please, each of these questions is an assignment for you. You have to do everything for your product. Each of them. Mozart, God will judge you. All right. How can we amplify the pain points of 1K Club? You need to research when you are broke and there are things that are important in your life that you need to pay for: rent, bills, all kinds of things. A lady you love and you can't even afford to take her out. All right. I used to, I have to tell you this story because this is very important. I used to be, I think the first girlfriend I really had, the fiancée, not girlfriend, because we were 2 months to our wedding before she left me, So I was broke at that point. I had plenty knowledge. We were trying to run different projects with government and all. They kept turning us, like this, and they were not giving most of those contracts. We didn't get any of those contracts actually. So I had knowledge, I had smartness, everything, but I was broke. I didn't have money, And this young lady used to send me airtime for me to be able to call her. All right. It was that bad. Sometimes I would have to chat up my friends and get. When I met her, actually, I didn't even have a smartphone. I had a dumb phone. I had a touchlight phone that can't browse. The only interesting thing on my phone was Snake. Snake. Nokia phone. It was a Nokia phone, tiny Nokia touchlight phone. That's what I had when I met this girl. All right. She was using a Nokia phone, but a smart Nokia phone at the time. And eventually moved, I think she moved into BlackBerry. I can't remember. So, she was the one, giving me all of this stuff and all of that. And then she got a job in, let me not mention the name of the city. She got a job in one of the towns in Nigeria. And one of our bosses or superior in that office, because she was working with an international organization, because of what she studied in school and all of this stuff and all that. And one of the superior in that office, a good-looking young man, well in his 30s, has a car, lives alone in a very nice flat. At this time, I was still living with my mom. I was done with school. I've gone to Lagos to hustle. The hustle did not hustle. So I came home a little bit because there was no more place to squat in Lagos. Let me come home and re-strategize, then I can shoot out again. Because sometimes some of you need to just give up, go back home, re-strategize, and go again. All right? Don't die on the battlefield. Retreat, re-strategize, and thank God I had mom. And I know in my mother's house, number one, food is not a problem. I don't know how those women do it, but there will always be food. So once you have food, and then you can, also a little internet and all, you'll be fine. That was when I went to practice my ability to make shoes. I'm sure none of you ever knew that I can make shoes. Till now, I can still make shoe. I made palm slippers, beautiful palm slippers. I made it from scratch. I bought the sole, bought whatever cut, do everything because things I've gone through. So I went back home to stay in mom's house. And it was at this point that I was having this beautiful relationship and we're going to, get married. So most of my guys were also in the same town in Ilorin, and we were trying to run projects with the government of Ilorin, the state government. So almost every day we are meeting, we're going to government house, we're going to different ministries, we're trying to lobby these, try to get that. Look at the idea we have. This idea can do XYZ for the state and all of that. So we're trying to get those things. I was the graphic designer for the team, and I wasn't the spokesperson per se. The main guy who brought the project was more of the spokesperson. So he writes the proposal and I design it. I give life to the entire thing. So that's what I was doing on that team at that point. So I was a very important member of the team and all of that. So now there's this superior guy who had all the things that a normal bachelor should have, and apparently picked interest in my girl, but did not go direct. And, went and say, yo, you're a vibrant young lady and all that. I want to mentor you. And my young lady came and tell me, there's this guy in our office, is that. He says he wants to mentor me. What do you think? I said, he did not want to mentor you, he want to torment you. I know what he's after. This is what he's after. The lady said, no, why would you think like that? I said, he's guy man thing. I understand this thing. Mentor? He's not mentoring you. It's another thing he wants to have. We argued this for a couple of times, and eventually she had to say, okay, you win, I will obey. No, she didn't even say that. I had to insist and say, am I not the man in this relationship? Then you should trust my judgment now. So I'm saying to you now that this guy cannot mentor you because he's not after mentorship. All right, so she said, okay, I agree. I will not give him what's it called anymore. A couple of months passed. We met in Lagos. So there was this convention we went for, and then she also had a free time. So I told her to come around. So she came for the stuff, and we got to see in Lagos. So when we were alone, I was like, it's been a while. I saw you. Bring your lips. Let me. I was about to do mwah. She started crying. What happened? Said I cheated on you. Yeah? Cheat? On me? How? I said, okay, hold on. See, I told you from the beginning that whatever you do is forgiven, if only you can tell me. So this one that you have said now is forgiven. But please, before I ratify the forgiveness, who did you cheat with? Then she started crying more. I said, no, don't cry. Just tell me. Because, see, it could have been any other person on this earth. I would not have a problem. But please, who said, please don't ask me. I will ask. This is the key thing. Ooh! After a while, she said, it's the tormentor. It's the tormentor. I was like, I hear me, funke. Apostle must hear of this. What is this? Said, wow. So I said, okay, it's fine. I forgive you for the cheating, but we will have to break up for the disobedience. So I'm not taking this against you. It's fine and all that. But the fact that I instructed you on something and you agreed that's how we would do it, but behind me you went to go and do something else. I said, I'm sorry, we can't continue this relationship. Hey, she started crying. Say she will die. I'll tell you the rest of the story later. But the reality is that we didn't marry. It's been how many years now? More than 10 years now. And I'm still single. She's married to another guy with children. Happily. So But she learned her lesson then because she applied most of the things that I taught her in her marriage and all of that. So, what's the point I'm making? Somebody that I love with my whole heart because I was broke. I had to seek mentorship in the harm of another guy. I had six pack then, no, I didn't have pot belly. And I was already a good speaker. I mean, I was training banks then. Red L training in a bank. When I say I was training banks, some people think I have money. I had the training in a bank. I have sweet mouth. So they told me to come and talk about peak performance. So I went to do a peak performance training. So I used to package. I borrowed the suit, everything, but at least I went to talk and then, she did not marry the tormentor. Marry someone else. So that was painful. So if I was still broke and I've lost a lady I really, really loved because I was broke and somebody is trying to sell me how I can make money, what do you think? Do you think I'll postpone it? Do you think I will say it's not important? No. No. I wanted to say something that is interesting. I'm thinking about to say it. Years later, this was about 6 years ago or 5 years ago, I had to get our best friend to help me do a surveillance on her to just check how they are doing and all of that. But I wanted her to help me find out something because she actually practically blocked me off. All right. Okay, I think I will read this one later. It's distracting. All right, so and I found out that was when I found out where they live, what the husband was doing, what she was doing, and all of that. So I saw some videos of them and all of that. They were not doing bad, but I was doing way better at the time. I was doing way better. So I now looked back at all the promises I used to make to her, like, stay with me, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and all that. And I discovered that I've done everything that I used to promise her. There's only one thing there's a major promise I made to the girl that time that definitely it's not yet the time yet, but I know that by the time it comes, I'll be able to meet it. I just know right now, like it's very clear. And the promise is very crazy and stupid. So the promise was I was going to build a football stadium, and I'm going to host a royalty match to celebrate her 50th birthday. And it's going to be between the national team of Nigeria at that time and Arsenal Football Club because she's an Arsenal fan. Some people wonder why I'm an Arsenal fan. Well, I've always been an Arsenal fan before I knew her. So we just gel because we're both Arsenal. So that was going to do that. And they will play that match in that stadium that is dedicated in her name. And then we'll donate the stadium to whoever later on after the whole match thingy and all that. So, but I don't have to do that anymore. Thank God she broke up. So that expenses it's not on my head. But my point is everything else that I've said we would do, I've been able to do them. Like I've had the capacity to do those things and all of that. And it gives me my own revenge. Like, okay, so I didn't lose anything after all. Well, at least I'm able to live the kind of life that we have always planned to live and the kind of things that we wanted to be able to do in that context. So a lot of young men are in this shoe whose love of their life had left them at some point and went after someone else that had more money. And they feel like if only they had money, maybe the girl would not have left. All right? And me, I'm the kind of guy that, okay, sorry, maybe this story will make some of you wake up. I've told this story before. I don't know if any of you were there. Some years after this, whatever happened, probably 6, 8 years after. I can't really remember exactly when now, but a couple of years after it happened, I just had my major breakthrough for about a year at the time. So I used to travel a lot. I was living in Nigeria, but I used to go to different states. I was hosting events. All my events are always sold out, crowd everywhere. So I was hosting event back to back, just teaching and doing my stuff. And I came back from a season of trips. I was living in Oshogbo at the time. So I got to my church and then I saw a lady in front. Apparently the most beautiful person I've seen in Oshogbo at that time. So she was just finishing her service and they were awarding her the best speaker for a certain competition they had in church at a regional level. This is interstate thing. She was number one. But I wasn't around. I wasn't in church all through the months that this lady was attending the church. So we had never seen. So I sat at the back with my pastor's wife. She was my gist buddy. We used to gist at the back. I'm sure the husband, the pastor, must have think I was trying to date his wife. Because the way that my pastor's wife and I, we are so much a party. We can gist for Africa. So I just love her mindset and the fact that she relates with me so well. I mean, she was the only person in the entire church that we could talk at the same frequency. So, and she's very beautiful as well. So it was easy to talk to my pastor's wife. So, but this lady kind of beat the pastor's wife. So we were together. I was like, who is that? I was asking her. She was just me, she's one of the gifts that God has blessed us with in this church. Oh, She said a lot of things. That she just finished service. So after service, I went to this lady. I introduced myself. My name is Sam. I just want to tell you that in case you're looking for a job, you're already employed. So in case you need a job, I will give you a job. Like, don't go. Don't leave this town. Like, who know her? Don't know how. You are employed. So, I said, even if I didn't have any employment to give her, I would make her PA and pay her times 5 what any other company could have paid her. Because I had money, So, but I had something else in mind, Cut the long story short, we started talking as friends, and she was reluctant at first to tell me our relationship status, but later on she had to come out, and she told me she has a fiancé. And now here's the crux of this story. Pain point. That's what I'm explaining. The fiancé guy was living outside of town. Me and I were living in the same town. Number one problem. Now I'm beginning to look like mentor. Remember? So this is my opportunity to do back. This favor person, who are you? This favor person, hey, Chineke, this is the second time this favor is saying something very accurate. You definitely, I need to be careful now who I'm talking about because you will know everything. Let me start to code things. All right, so, where was I? So the guy was not living in the same town. I was also not living in the same town with my ex-fiancée at the time. Please, admin, when you see favor in this 30 days, shall be removing that. I'm just joking. All right. So, now, number 2, the guy worked for government, and the government has not paid. Favor is a guy. The government hasn't paid the guy for about 10 months. So he was broke. Really broke. Then number 3, he was also sponsoring himself for his PhD at the time. So the guy was always busy, no money, distance, everything that could go wrong. Now, the fiancée, on the other hand, is living in a place where she met a minister. I was a minister in church. I was a minister in that church. So I used to sit in the front. I don't like sitting in front. I like sitting at the back with my pastor's wife, gisting during service. So now she met a new guy who apparently good looking, driving one of the best cars in town, living in the most expensive area of town. which was GRA in Oshogbo at the time. I had everything anybody. You can't come to my house and want to leave now. I had everything you need in the house. Beautiful stuff, everything. I had 2 gate man to myself. So I don't have neighbors. Private compound, everything. Beautiful stuff, yeah? So I had all of those things. And I have sweet mouth, I sabi Bible. What else do you want now? So this lady's house to the church is very trekkable. It's not far. But I would drive from my GRA, I tell her to wait. I'll go and carry her. Take her to church. After service, I don't have meeting. She has meeting. I will sit and wait. When she finish meeting, I will carry her, drop her home. All right? And then I will come. I found out the kind of food she likes. I bring it almost on a daily basis. Every time I go to the bank area, because she stays close to the bank area to withdraw at ATM, I will withdraw extra and put in a white envelope, package, and package it very well, clean white envelope, and go to her house and give to her. I will call her, are you home? Say I'm home. I say I'm passing through your house. Can you just step out a bit? Or sometimes I will go into the house. Most time I don't go into the house. So I don't even give her impression of I want to stay, because some guys, funny, you just want to stay and touch. No. I'm just dropping off to give you something. And I give her the envelope, I zoom off, vroom, I've gone. So I kept doing this every now and then. She's a tailor. She makes clothes and all that. She needs machine. Before she mentioned it, I asked, how much is the machine? I don't wire the money. I have money. I can preach. I can pray. I have money. I have everything. So this continued, and unfortunately, the more I was giving her a beautiful life experience, every time she had conversation with the fiancé, there is one fight or the other. Fight like, when are you going to do introduction? You have promised my parents you're doing it next month. The guy will have everything. They've not paid us salary. I don't have any money and all of that. Why can you not have money? Why? Because a guy just brought her 10K, 20K cash almost on a daily basis. And when she says you don't want this, I say, did I ask you for anything in return? God has sent an angel to bless you. You are rejecting God's blessing. Did I say you should give me something back? No, I'm just doing whatever. But guess what? I found out her love language, and I was overdosing her with her love language. She loves attention. She loves gifts. So I'm always reachable. I'm seeing her every day. But I had an intention. So eventually I felt like, okay, I don't have to be a wicked person doing exactly what somebody did to me, but at least let me satisfy the fact that I could get something out of this. So that continued for a lot of time. Apparently there were rumors everywhere that we were dating and all of that, because she's always in my car. Sometimes I'll just carry her. You have been working, you've not left this house for days or for several hours. Come, let's just drive around town. So we'll just go around and all of that, and started teaching her how to drive. I mean, she's driving a Lexus too. It's not Benz. Remember, this is a small town, Oshogbo. So eventually one day I got what I wanted, which was her confessing that she is in love with me. So the day she mentioned it, I said, finally. So now let me start to do the work of the Lord. Now, I was so crazy that I would invite this lady to my house. I would personally pound yam for her. Not with machine, no, with mortar and pestle, because I know how to cook. I'll personally pound yam for her. Cook the soup, very nice stuff. She will eat. I'm like, people will kill me. Like, crazy stuff. So the day she now said, I can't resist you anymore, I love you, I said, finally. Yes, but hold on. So I told her my story. And I said, I'm going to help you and your fiancé to reconnect and all of that. So I got involved. I got her to tell me everything that was happening. Then I explained to her the position the guy is in. And then I suggested what she needed to do. And she went ahead and did exactly what I told her to do. And they reconnected. Everything went well. They got married. They had their first child. And guess what? They named their first child after me. All right. Why did I tell the story? My point is, there will always be guys whose love of their lives are about to be taken away because they don't have money. So when you tell stories like this and people can relate to it, it makes it it makes it now sincerely the story I told you is completely the truth. Oh, some of you don't. I did not. It's the whole truth. That's exactly what happened. Eh. So you tell them all of these things to amplify the problem. And the more you amplify the problem, the easier it will be for you to be able to sell your solution to them, which is covered in your product. Okay? Tech savvy mama, are you still with us? Fantastic. All right, so let's go on. Oh my goodness. Somebody said all the good girls are either married or dating. So you have to go and steal somebody's girl. I don't know how true that nonsense is. All right. So the next question is how. Before I go into how, we talked about what, we talked about why, we talked about for who, we talked about where, the place of your business, and then the next one is how. So, how do you run your business? And how do you currently reach your customers? So these are two major things that you need to decide upon. You guys stop talking about this matter. Let's get into class. Uh, it is well. Oh. Or is anybody here who think I should not have let that lady go? I should have just overcome. Mentor. No, I did not regret it. I was very fulfilled. Very fulfilled. So that one is. So if there's any guy here who is struggling to make money or doesn't have enough money to be able to give his woman or his lady, excuse me, the kind of life that you want to give them, your solution is Online 1K Club. So don't let them come and be stealing your lady from you. All right, let's get into class. So we're talking about how do you run your business? So what are your business processes? Are you running an online business? For 1K Club, they have to sign up on a website. Excuse me. They have payment options for different countries and also global payment option. And after that, they receive a welcome email, onboarding email, and then they have access to the training. And then we're also giving mentorship to them and all of that. How do we currently reach our customers? Now, this second question is in two dimensions. Your customer could be the people who already have bought from you, or could be your prospects as well, which are the people who you are expecting to buy from you. Not necessarily people who have already bought, but also people who you are expecting to buy from you. So this means, do you have a list? Do you have a list? And if you have that list, how are you nurturing the list? Please be writing the things I'm saying down. Do you have a list? Which A list is simply a database of potential customers who have submitted their details to you in exchange for some form of value. All right? Or some form of information. Information is also valuable, so we can just leave it at for some form of value. So that's a list. So where do you currently run your business? Or where do you intend to run your business? Okay, so I'm glad you've written that. So let's move on to the next question. This is the shortest question because I've used all my time to tell you stories. So the next one is when. When do you want to reach them? When do you want to serve them? When? It's a question of time and also a question of process. When is a question of time and is also a question of process. When do you want to reach them? Do you have a working hour? Do you have a product launch date? Okay. Do you have a product launch date? Hmm? For the Online 1K Club, we're doing the pre-launch in between May and July, May, June, July, yes. Between May, June, and July, 3 months, 90 days. We had a pre-launch in April. This is currently April. And we're going to be doing the pre-launch in May and then till July. So by August 1, we're going to be launching. And when we launch, the product's pricing is going to change. There will be lots more valuable testimonials over the last 4 months of it running, apparently. And then we'll be able to launch at a bigger price. All right, which is expected to be $100 at that time. So we have a timeline for the rollout of the product. So if you are creating a product, when do you want to go live with the product? And what process do you want to follow in the rollout of the product? Don't just have a product and just roll it out immediately. What is the launch plan? How do you plan to launch it? All right. So that is very important. I want you to put that in perspective. So let's move to the next one. And the next one is not the last one, second to the last, which is going to be number 7, is with who. Now, this is a very critical part. With who? The success of your business is dependent on the team you work with. Write it down. The success of your business is highly dependent on the team you work with. So who are you going to be working with? You can't do it alone. Number 1, who are your partners? Number 2, who are your employees? Please understand the difference between these. Number 3, who are your stakeholders? Number 4, who are your shareholders? Do I have one more? Yeah. And number 5, who are your competitors? I'm going to break each of these down so that you quickly understand this further. So the first one is, who are your partners? Who are the people who will carry the vision alongside with you? Now, when we say carry the vision, who are the people who are supplying assets that will make the business work? I'm breaking the who are your partners down for you so you have a better understanding of this. Is there anyone who has a kind of platform or product that are going to be raw material for your own product? All right. So I'm about to start some software business. I can't code and create softwares. I have to work alongside with people who can create softwares. So I'm gathering them already, who are going to be the ones developing the softwares. All right. Number 2, who are your employees? Who are the talents that are going to convert your vision into attainable goals and achieve the goals for you? Who are the people who would give in their gifts, no, not gift now, their talents, their skills in order for you to achieve the goal of your business? Employees. How many of them do you need to start with? How many of them do you currently have? And number 3 here, who are your stakeholders? Stakeholders analysis is a very big thing in your business success. Who are the people who are directly or indirectly contributing? As a matter of fact, a competitor is also a stakeholder. And I'm going to break competition down a little bit for you when we get there as well. So a stakeholder are people who have a stake, whose decision, the things they do or did not do, affect your business going forward. An example of a stakeholder is government. An example of a stakeholders are financial policies. An example of a stakeholder are internet providers. An example of a stakeholder are financial systems. I'm talking banks, payment processors. These are all stakeholders in your business that are going to determine how your business is going to succeed based on the decisions they make and the things they do or the things they did not do. So you need to write out every bit of stakeholders in your business. Okay? Then the next one is shareholder. Are there anyone who invests money and is expecting a return based on the profit you make? Write that down. And finally, competition. We have different kinds of competition. Competition number 1, which everybody are used to, are the direct competition. I call them primary competition. There are people who sell similar things to similar people. Please write that down. Or let me bring this up so that I can write for you. Primary competition sells similar things to similar people. Keyword: people, things, and of course, similar. Competition number 2. Competition number 2 are people who sell This is secondary or so. They sell um, non-similar things, but to similar people. So these are the people who sell other things that the people who could have spent money on your own products use the money they could have spent on your product on these other things. So by the time you come, they say, sorry, we have also already bought something with this money. Oh, we love your product so much, but we spent money on this. Oh, we just paid school fees. We just paid this, so we cannot pay for your own product. All right. So you need to know my kind of audience, the kind of people I'm trying to sell to, who are the people that sell things to them that are not selling exactly what I'm selling, but they are taking the money they could have spent on my product. All right. So these are very important. So you need to go after these two categories of competition. Okay. So let's get to the last one. How much? What is the value on your products? How did you get there? I think it's only one question I wrote here. How much do you want to sell your product? Someone said the value of your product is based on the importance of the problem the product is solving. Let me repeat that. The value of your product is determined by how important the problem your product is solving. I mentioned something interesting earlier. All right. I said that when I had that stuff that looked like COVID, if they had told me to bring 1 million, I would have paid, yeah? Because taking away those symptoms was worth my life to me. So if you ask me to bring everything in my account, I'll probably have paid you. All right. So the more important the problem is, the more painful the pain point is, the more valuable your product will be. So don't ever make a mistake by tying your value or the amount you are going to charge based on what other people are charging. Do you hear me? Don't charge based on what other people are charging. So we're going to get into price strategy, but it's not going to be today. Maybe tomorrow we're going to get into price strategy and create different pricing strategy for different products and all of that. But I just wanted you to have an inkling into all of these questions that you really, really need to answer. All right. So your assignment is in this question. You're going to answer all these 8 questions for your product. If you don't have a product, pick any product of your choice and answer all these questions for them. So I'm going to go over them again so that you would remember. Okay? Question 1. What is your business all about? So, what problem are you solving? Who are you solving it for? Number 2, why are you in that business? And why not another business? Or why are you selling this product? Why not another product? Question 3, for who? Who were you thinking about while creating the product? All right. What number are they? Are they scalable? How plenty are they? What do they do? Where do they live? What are their pain points? And then where is the place of your business and where is the place of your contact? Understanding there is no business without contact creation. So you need to separate the two and invest in improving the place of your contact, because the more contact you get, the more business you'll be able to get. So you need to be able to separate the two and list it. All right. The next one is how. How do you run your business? What's your business process like? All right. How do you currently reach customers? The next one is when. All right. What is your timeline? When do you want to reach them? When do you want to serve them? How do you want to do it? What process? When do you want to start the business? What is the process of starting the business? All right. And the next one is with who? Your stakeholders. Who are your partners? Who are your employees? Who are your stakeholders? Who are the shareholders? Who are your competitors? And I gave you a primary competitor, people who are selling exactly the same product, to your audience, the same audience you're trying to reach. Secondary competition is who are selling other product, but does the same audience that you are trying to sell to as well. All right. And then how much will it cost? And I said, base the value and how much you would charge on your product based on how important the pain point is. So if you have answered all the previous 7 questions, you would have known exactly how to increase the perceived value of the product based on how you have been able to amplify the pain points. Did you get me, ladies and gentlemen? All right, you would have been able to do that. Sorry, I warned you this class was going to be a long one. I warned you it was going to be a long one, and I had to cut it short because I discovered it's not something I can actually teach in a day. All right. Primary competitor, secondary competitor, they are not selling your kind of products. They're selling something different, but it's the same set of people that you are trying to sell to. All right. So that concludes the 8 major questions that I want you to answer, and that becomes your assignment as well. So please do that for your product and for other people's products as well. If you do not have a product for your business and stuff that you want to do. All right. Thank you very much.